No pude contenerme al ver, saber que ese monstruo de hierro está atrapado en mi hermano. No es fácil.
Él es el que nos daba la fuerza para todo. Solo le pido a Dios que le encuentre. Eso es todo lo que pedimos.
Those were the siblings of Maynor Suazo, who was about to turn 39. They are also victims of Tuesday's bridge collapse. Suazo and the other 5 who died were fathers, husbands, brothers, and cousins. They were part of Baltimore's vibrant fabric. A total of 8 people were working a grueling overnight shift, repairing potholes, and were reportedly on a break when the bridge collapsed. Incredibly, 2 of the 8 workers survived the plunge and were rescued. 1 was hospitalized and 1 refused treatment and walked away. Their colleagues made the greatest sacrifice. Joining me now is Gustavo Torres, the executive director of CASA, an advocacy organization for immigrants and working class people in Maryland. 2 of the construction crew members were active with the group. Gustavo, thank you so much for being here. And I know you've been in touch with some of the families. Tell me about the men who died on that ship.
Thank you for the opportunity. Yes, Miguel Luna was from El Salvador, left at 6:30 p.m. Monday evening for work, and since has not come home. He's a husband, a father of 3, and has called Maryland his home for over 19 years. He loves soccer and helped the community. Maynor Suazo Sandoval, a second CASA member impacted by this tragedy, migrated from Honduras over 17 years ago. And he, alongside with his brother Carlos, were active member of CASA as well. I remember Carlos describing a Maynor. He said, he was always so full of joy and brought so much humor to our family. He was a husband and a father of 2. And actually, his family was getting up for his birthday celebration in April 27. This is the extraordinary people. This is the extraordinary immigrants that are in Maryland and all around the nation, making a great difference to this great country.
And, talk about why these men come here, because there's this really, to me, despicable, racist and ugly attempt on the right to paint these men as essentially burglars who are coming in, stealing into the country to commit crimes. What you're showing me and what all of us experience who've ever had any construction project done anywhere that we've lived or worked know that the men who come here from Central America, from these countries, they're leaving sometimes hellholes, but they come here and they are incredibly hardworking, devoted to their families, good people. Why do people make the arduous journey to come to this country, in your experience, as you deal with immigrants who come and work in the United States?
Well, it's 2 or 3 different things. Number one is the violence. The situation in our country is very, very challenging, where we have civil rights during the 80s, during the 90s, or even right now. So that is one reason. The second reason is, of course, poverty.
Yeah.
And number 3, right now, that is increasing is the issue of the environment. Mm-hmm. Because people don't have a place where they can produce things in their country of origin. So that is kind of the 3 reasons why we see thousands and thousands of men and women and families arriving to this country, and are going to continue because that is the reality of immigration for many, many, many years.
And the thing is that the jobs that a lot of the time these migrants, men and women, are doing are really arduous work, whether it's in the agricultural industry, in the meat packing industry. But just talk to me about the way that they improve the economy, because no one who's going to get on that bridge in the middle of the night and repair those potholes. These guys, they're willing to do it.
These construction workers are absolutely essential. They work on the night shift to repair bridges and roads that millions of people use every day to get to work through the cities and towns. Maynor and Miguel are just 2 examples of the millions of people who are doing that. Around 3 million immigrants doing that every single day, building and protecting our communities. I just want to say something that is very, very important, which is that both of them, as many millions of people, Miguel and Maynor, are building bridges to connect communities, not building walls to divide them. Today and always, we honor them and their sacrifice.
Gustavo Torres, thank you so much for being here and allowing us to know these families better. Please pass along our deepest condolences to these families. God bless them, and we thank them for the work that they do to make our country better. Thank you. And to my viewers, if you want to learn more about how you can help the families of the victims, please go to our blog, www.msnbc.com/readoutblog.
Hey everyone, MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.